Justin Trudeau getting emotional yesterday at a news conference in Ottawa, which could be one of his final press conferences as Prime Minister, and he was reflecting on the ups and downs of his almost 10-year tenure.
On a personal level, I've made sure that every single day in this office, I put Canadians first, that I have people's backs. And that's why I'm here to tell you all that we got you.
Okay, so we will find out on Sunday, of course, who the next Liberal leader is, and of course, next Prime Minister as well. And let's talk more about Justin Trudeau's time as PM. Let's turn to journalist Stephen Maher, who wrote the book we talked earlier this year, or last year, I guess it was, The Prince, The Turbulent Reign of Justin Trudeau, released last spring. Boy, time flies, Stephen. Good to have you back here on CP24 Breakfast. Thanks for being here again. So let's talk about Justin Trudeau. Almost a decade as Prime Minister, brought the Liberals back from third-party status, to a big reign. But there have been some pretty remarkable ups and downs. How are you reflecting on Justin Trudeau's time?
Well, the last month during this showdown with Trump has seen him come to be seen as a leader again. For about the previous year, everyone was sick of him, including in his own party, and everyone was trying to figure out how to get him out the door. After his resignation, in the midst of this trade war with the United States, he has shown character. He has managed a very difficult situation well. And I think that even a lot of the people who are heartily sick of him have been impressed by his fortitude in extremely difficult circumstances.
People, of course, Stephen, have also said that, he hung on so long, despite the fact, like you said, a year and a half of really brutal poll numbers and, incredible unpopularity. He hung on till the last second, and that's left Canada where we are. So how do you think history is going to sort of look back and say, okay, maybe this last month, Trudeau has shown some strength, shown some resilience against the force and might of the Americans under Donald Trump here. But, it seemed like he overstayed his welcome, a lot of people have suggested.
Oh, there is no doubt in my mind. My book came out in May, and around that time, I was doing a lot of publicity for it and talking to people about him every day. And it could not have been clearer to me and to his party and his government and everyone that he was in the way. But it wasn't until Trump got elected and he had a falling out with Chrystia Freeland that finally the party managed to push him out the door or convince him to announce his resignation. So there's a sort of question here. He believed that his qualities and his experience meant that he was well suited for dealing with the challenges ahead. His connection with the people had been severed, and he refused to recognize that. So as to his culpability for the kind of difficult circumstance that we're in, I talked to someone close to him the other day and said, how can you blame a guy who doesn't want to throw in the towel, who wants to stay in the ring and go those extra rounds? But that's what caused the problem. But it's not for a lack of dedication, basically. Mm-hmm. He believed that he was the best person to handle the situation going forward. And I don't think that's true, but a lot of politicians end up thinking things like that. So it's not an extraordinary failure. It seems kind of normal.
Yeah, I mean, there is an egocentricity surrounding most politicians, Stephen, absolutely. So what is the sense as the Liberals now turn the page on Trudeau about how the party is feeling? I know you talk to a lot of, Liberals, Liberal insiders, et cetera. There's been a remarkable, comeback, at least polling-wise, for the party here as we head into what's likely an election, I don't know, maybe days or weeks from now.
Well, on Sunday, they're going to choose a new leader, and unless something extraordinary happens, that will be Mark Carney. And at this moment, he is ahead in some of the political polls of Pierre Poilievre. There has never been a turnaround in Canadian political history, in the history of polling like this. Poilievre had a lead of 20-plus points for 2 years, and because of the Trump factor, that has changed overnight, so that now Carney, he'll get another little bump coming out of this convention, and it is likely to call an election within weeks. And he will start that election likely with a polling lead. That's because Mark Carney, and I think that we should Canadians should be thinking about this, is extraordinarily well prepared for dealing with international economic crises because of his experience as a former governor of the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England. That does not mean that he's going to win the election or should win the election, but it does mean that Canadians are going to have an interesting choice between he and Mr. Poilievre.
It's going to be an interesting few weeks or months in Canadian politics, and I know you'll be writing all about it. Stephen, always enjoy your work. Always enjoy talking to you as well. Thanks for the time this morning here on CB24 Breakfast.